Hello, my name is Dave Bond, and I'm with the Mainframe Vitality Program here at Broadcom. We have a very special guest with us today, Sephora Thurel, who was a Mainframe Vitality resident with us over a year ago. We're bringing Sephora in so that you can hear a little bit about her story and her journey into the mainframe. And then after that, we're going to talk a little bit about the challenges faced in the mainframe world relative to the skills gaps in the mainframe. So with that, I'd like to say welcome, Sephora. We're glad to have you. Thanks for joining me on this video.
Hi, David. Thank you for having me today. It's always a pleasure to talk about the future of the mainframe workforce.
We're glad to have you. And this Mainframe Insights video is one that I know is going to be beneficial for those who are currently in our program and perhaps those that will join our program down the road. But what I'd like to start off first with, Sephora, is we'd love to hear a little bit about your story. I know you were new to the mainframe when you joined the Vitality program, but can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you came to want to join the mainframe?
Actually, I was just graduate when I got scouted out by the Vitality Program team. So I was like 3 months fresh out of university, and they
Hmm.
proposed that position to me. And it intrigued me because even if mainframe is not something new, to me it looked new because like you see, like everybody, it's not something that you learn in school.
Right,
So
right.
being something that you cannot find anywhere, it looked new to me.
That's not uncommon. We hear that all the time. But what I'd like to understand from you really is, what was probably the hardest challenge or perhaps the most difficult challenge or obstacle that you had to face when you first started learning about the mainframe, within the Vitality program?
To be honest, the hardest thing for me till this day, I would tell you even, is the different parts of the mainframe, the way like the programs that they use in the mainframe, how they connect with each other, how everything is structured together. That is, I would say, still a little bit my issue.
Okay.
But once you get past that, it's way easier to understand all the structure of the mainframe and how everything communicates with each other.
No, that's a great point that you're making. In fact, I remember, I think it was the fourth week of class, you came to me and you even mentioned, all the theory, and the PowerPoints and learning that way, and then you started doing the hands-on labs and the hands-on the workshops. Can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit about that kind of learning about the mainframe and how did that couple with, or did it work better than having the instructor leading you, or did they work well together towards the end?
Like you said, towards the end, they really work well together. The thing is, I feel like it was one of the best ways to teach us because when you see the theory first, you might not understand anything, but after that, you go into the lab and you apply the theory like directly in the
Okay.
labs. And
Okay.
if you have an issue, like the teacher is always there to answer, like to tell you what you did wrong, what's missing, and everything.
They're good at that.
So, yes, 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 they're really good at that. But it's people with a lot of knowledge too. So anytime you're making a mistake, they'll find it right away.
Well, let me ask you this, Sephora. You went not only through, the first introductory class, but you went through the system programmers class as well, and studied IDMS as the
Yes.
product that you were learning about. So you had almost 5 months of training, and you got a couple of breaks there in between those classes. And we had a great opportunity to meet you at Share last year. That was really fun too. But
It was
uh,
interesting. Yes.
it was a lot of fun. So, if you had to offer, I guess, some advice to someone who was considering either, coming in and learning about the mainframe brand new, or changing careers and thinking about a career in the mainframe, what kind of advice would you give somebody who is interested in that career in the mainframe?
I would say it's a good choice, especially if you want to learn something new, because it's going to be a big learning curve. That's one
Okay.
thing. But
Hmm.
other than that, if you're willing to learn,
Hmm.
it's an interesting subject. It's always different also.
Hmm.
It's rarely the same thing that you do in the mainframe. So I would suggest it to be a good choice because I did less than a year formation, and I would say that I progressed really fast compared to most, I would say most classes or courses that they give you at schools, for
Okay.
example.
You came into our group already knowing probably the product you were going to learn, which was kind of nice. So you kind of were able to map out where you would go from a database perspective. But you didn't meet your customer till a bit later in the process towards the end. And I know that it was a lot to get to the part of being onboarded and what have you. But you were a new member of a team that had kind of been there for a while. Can you
Yes.
give me a little insight? I know you can't divulge a lot of information, obviously about the customer you work with, but can you give us a little bit of insight as to what it was like coming into a group that were seasoned mainframers?
When I got into the team, I was really well received because, for example, in my team, something that happened was they lost a lot of people because of maybe like different reasons, but they had to form other people, give information to other people that were working around the system that they're using, so they could
Okay,
add on to the team.
okay.
So, but still, the people are still the same age. So as soon as everybody's going in retirement, everybody's leaving at the same time. So when they saw me, they were like, "Oh, at least someone's gonna be able to hold the system down," because they were stressing a little bit, I would say. Yeah.
Yep, and that's a good point. In fact, the management team that you work with, we've had some additional conversations about, hey, we thought we were going to wait, but now we want to, invest in this program a little bit more quickly. So those are fun conversations to have. And Sephora, you bring up some very good points relative to the skills and staffing challenges facing technology companies today. In fact, when you consider the challenges being faced by those technology companies, one statistic is very telling. 95% of employers experienced some kind of tech skills shortage in the past year. That's an incredible number. That tells us that there is a need, certainly not only to address the mainframe challenges and the technology challenges, but it's a point where there needs to be some action taken by the companies. In fact, Greg Locko, our senior vice president and general manager for Broadcom Mainframe Software Division, has said it himself. You can build a talent pool and pipeline if you make it a priority to do so. It's not just a sit, stand by, or wait it out situation. The skills crisis is really about inaction. Those who are willing to take action and have a plan will have a talent plan now and well into the future. But if you think about the way technology is growing, it is absolutely critical to have a technology staffing plan and work that plan so that you can find the right kind of technical skills to run your company. But what we're seeing is there are a lot of challenges with our customers developing the right actionable plans for workforce
Yes.
resiliency within the mainframe. And you touched on it a little bit before. You're one of a new person who's been on a team there for a while, and one of the things that we've noticed is that when customers start taking action, like the one you work for now, they took that step, they took that action, and that one step of building that action plan to bring you on board is turned into something else. So I've got to ask you, I know you've only been there for about 6 months. How long did it take, and I want you to be honest, for
Hmm.
them to come back to you and say, hey, are there any more folks that you know that want to get into the mainframe? Because they got to see you work
Like,
right away.
yeah, so I would tell you within a month or so.
Only a month,
They
okay.
were already calculating like, yeah, we might need someone else. Because like I told you, the learning curve is really, really steep.
Mm-hmm.
So even me, I'll be there, but they always say that it's gonna take me like a year or two to really be like
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in the system that they're having.
Okay.
So when they're thinking of people retiring, they were really thinking of like maybe adding more people right away because we're gonna have a big
Right.
chunk of the team leaving at once.
Yeah.
So
Now you
it's really important to have a program like this, to be honest.
I think it touches on the fact that I think, and you mentioned this, our customers and the mainframe companies out there, they recognize that there's this skill gap, but they have to do something with it. And as you mentioned, it doesn't happen overnight. Now, I know you've been there 6 months and you're saying, it's going to take a year before I start, feeling comfortable. But I am sure that you have already learned quite a bit and know
Yes.
quite a bit about their environment. I know you can't tell us a lot about the environment, but do you feel like you're in challenging work? Do you feel like you have work that has opportunity down the road, so to speak?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, and yes, I would say it's challenging.
Okay.
But the challenge is interesting because it's a challenge that you can surmount. It's not
Okay.
impossible.
Okay.
So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, and I see a lot of opportunities in that domain. Yeah.
We had the opportunity to meet face to face last year at Share. Obviously, our mainframe vitality program, it's instructor led, and everybody's on video when they're learning. You get to see the instructor face to
Mhm.
face. You get to ask questions. The instructors are available in the evening, on the weekends. This interaction with your technical mentors and having a technical mentor at your location when you become a full-time member of the company that you're with. You have those technical mentors. It's really awesome. Do you feel like the Vitality program prepared you well? Was it something that you're like, oh my goodness, if I had to start this from the very beginning, it would take me 2 or 3 years to get this? Can you give us a little bit of feedback as to how well prepared were you going into the job?
I would say I was well prepared enough to understand the mainframe coding that they already have running on their system.
Okay.
If I would have started just straight in their company, they would have to tell me to educate me on every function, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and how to as simple as making a job card.
Yeah. Oh,
That would be hard for me to understand, especially in the new environment that I'm in. Even knowing the mainframe
mm-hmm.
is hard when you get into the company
Right.
because, like I told you, they use a lot of softwares
Mm-hmm.
and like tied together, and you have to go through all of this. So
Okay.
if I had to go to the mainframe too, it would be, I think, a little bit too much. A
Well,
little
I'm
bit.
glad it's I'm glad it's not too much, and that's one of the things we tell every resident that comes in. It's a matter of, we're teaching you the base components. That first foundational block, the second foundational block. You have all these foundational blocks, then you go to the company that you're going to be working for, and you get a little bit of what they do that's unique to their own environments. But you have to have those foundational building blocks in order to start absorbing the other things. But that's good to know that things are continuing to go well for you. I know you're doing well, and really have enjoyed chatting with you today, and appreciate everything that you do. And I just wanted to say thank you for your time today. I want to thank you for being just an outstanding Vitality resident within the Broadcom team. And now that you're working for you're a mainframe company right now outside of Broadcom, that you're learning so much, and I'm glad we were able to work together and partner together, and we look forward to hearing more about your mainframe career down the road.
Thank you.